This Fear Assembly podcast is a continuation from the prior episode. The next list here, we only have two more. Late Night with the Devil, Megan 2.0, and Unfriended Dark Web. So, Ricky, while it's fresh in your mind, how would you rank those three?
I don't like the Megan films.
No?
I don't know what else to say about it. They're just not for me. You know, I like you know, Black Mirror. You know, I think Black Mirror is fantastic. I love Ex Machina. I think that's fantastic. Megan 2.0, not for me. not for me. Late Night with the Devil is for me.
Right.
I love that film. That was one of my favorite films when it was released. What, 2023, I think it was. So good. You know, I think I mentioned before, I love analog horror. I love, you know, Ghost Watch. I don't know. Have you seen Ghost Watch?
Oh, hell yeah.
I have not.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
So on a bit of a tangent here, Ghost
Yes.
Watch, it aired Halloween night in the 90s, right? And it was presented to people as fact. It was a documentary about they'd gone to this haunted house, presented by a really well-known person in the UK. And while they're at this haunted house, all this bad stuff starts happening. And it's genuinely scary. And it was so scary that the BBC received so many complaints and stuff like that, and it led to somebody killing themselves. They were
Wow.
so afraid of it, and they thought that the entity from the house was now haunting them. I mean, that's really tragic, and that's a whole different conversation. But Ghost Watch is amazing. You should watch Ghost Watch. If you've not seen it, it's very, very scary. But so good. And go on.
Sorry, not to. I was just about to say, I did. So my sister taped it back in the 90s, and she used to watch it quite frequently when I was a kid. So I watched it on VHS, and I was completely. I mean, neurodivergent. I was completely transfixed with it. I was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with Ghost Watch. I used to watch it all the time. But I did a video about it a few months ago that did quite well, about unfortunately, the boy that ended up, you know, passing away because of the show. But yeah, people, it's like, what was that radio? It was a radio show back in the day. War of the Worlds. That's it.
Yeah.
And people thought it was real because obviously they were like, well, no internet to check what's going on or whatever. So it was kind of like a modern day at the time version of that. There's no fact checking. Michael Parkinson, I think his name
That's it, yeah.
was hosting it. A really big figure, like Ricky said, in the UK. Yeah, it's sublime. It's so good.
So good. Yeah.
Really good.
Well, I've added that to my list. Yeah, I've
Absolutely
not
need
seen
to watch
Ghost
it.
Watch. Yeah. There you go.
And then Dark Web, Unfriended Dark Web is, I like them films. I know that a lot of people don't like them, but again, they came out at a time when I was already invested in horror, and found footage was new, and this sort of, I don't even know what the name for it. The computer found footage was new within found footage, right? So I was obsessed with that original film when it came out, and I liked the Dark Web, the second one as well. I'm a sucker for these types of horror films, to the point that I've written one myself. Inspired by. Do you remember Bum Fights?
Yes.
No,
That's
what's
terrible.
that?
That's terrible.
Bum Fights was awful.
Yes.
And rightfully shut down, banned off the internet, whatever. I won't go into it because we probably can't.
Well, I have to now because you brought
Okay.
it up. So Bum
Is it a
Fights
horror film?
it takes advantage of homeless people, and it basically turns it into a UFC style. You know, who's going to win between the guy on this corner and the guy on that corner, and
So it was real life.
Yeah, no, I mean it's
real life.
real and it's exploitative and it's banned for good reasons. So not a horror film, but just really disturbing content. So
Yeah.
what made you want to bring that up?
So the the film that I've written, which is
Yes.
the same kind of setup as the dark web or searching, is inspired by bum fights,
Interesting.
but
All right.
for an internet generation. So it's about a bunch of kids who get fame on TikTok or Instagram by doing these kind of bum fights-esque things, and it gets really brutal, and it may never see the light of day.
It will
Right.
see the light of day, dude.
Well, maybe we'll have a script reading at some point in a future episode, right?
Let's do it.
All right. So moving on to the next list here. So we have The Dark and the Wicked, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and Terrified. So Amelia, let's hear your ranking of these three. These are three great films.
I love The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Like, it was a sneaky one. Like, I wasn't prepared for how spooky it was, so I thought it was going to be a bit shit. And it was better than I thought. So I like Autopsy of Jane Doe. The Dark and the Wicked is sick. That's a really good film. Again, I think with all the films that we're talking about, I wasn't prepared for how good they were or how good they were going to be. I really did like The Dark and the Wicked. And Terrified. I haven't seen Terrified for a very long time. But I remember liking it. But I think I've only seen it once. And I don't know why I've only seen it once. So I'm probably going to do Dark and the Wicked, Autopsy of Jane Doe, and Terrified, just because I definitely need to rewatch it.
Ricky, debate her. What's your ranking?
Get her!
Come on.
Terrified is one of my favorite horror films of all time. I think it's so scary. Like, it's so genuinely scary. It's really well written. It's funny. It's one of them horror films that balances the line between horror and comedy really, really well. Because I think that horror, the feeling of fear and the feeling of hysterically laughing are very, very similar feelings. So for a horror film to balance that in a way, Jaws does the same thing, right? It's just the right amount of funny and also terrifying. So I absolutely love it. One of my favorite films of all time.
And describe the premise for the listeners who have not seen Terrified.
So Terrified is essentially about these. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working today. It's about these. It's a paranormal film basically. This kid gets. I don't want to like ruin too much of the plot, but this kid is smashed by a bus, and he comes back. But he is basically just dead at the table, and these cops come in to try and figure out what's going on. It leads to a whole bunch of other like spooky things that centers around this one place. There's got creatures under the beds coming out of the wardrobes. It's just classic horror, right? It's classically scary. Makes you afraid of the dark. Makes you afraid of what's underneath the bed. Very, very good. That was a really bad synopsis. I apologize.
No, that's all right. And this is foreign language initially, right?
Yes,
in its original
it's Spanish.
version.
From Argentina.
Yeah, because I believe that they're doing a English remake of this film. At least that's my understanding. So we'll see. But the community as a whole agrees that Terrified is one of the scariest movies of all time.
Yeah.
And so if you're listening to this and you like the really, really scary stuff, this is one that you need to go check out. I believe it is on Shudder in the United States. If you're not sure where any of these are showing, just go to justwatch.com and put in the name of the movie, and it'll tell you exactly where it is, if it's streaming, on demand, in theaters, etc.
The opening scene alone to Terrified is horrific. Like, it's horrific.
All right.
And it opens so strongly.
I need to rewatch it. Like, I've seen it. But
So do I,
can't
apparently.
remember. We're halfway through the year, Babs. It's all right. Don't worry. Our brains are going. I don't remember like who I watched it with or what. But yeah, I need to rewatch it. I remember liking it though.
And then it was Jane Doe, wasn't it? Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Yeah, Autopsy of Jane Doe. Yes.
Controversial, Ricky. Again, I don't like that film. I find it a little bit whatever for me. Yeah. I can't explain why. It's not a bad film. It just didn't hit any of the right buttons for me. Yeah.
It happens.
Right.
Sometimes you watch like films in general. I mean, obviously, we're spooky humans. Sometimes you watch horror films that people really, really like. You're like, it just didn't. I don't know why I didn't like it. It's just not for me. That's cool.
Yeah.
Happens.
Well, there's also a lot of great horror on television now, and some that kind of blend between various genres. And I know, Ricky, you're in the middle of Severance, as well as some other shows. I don't know if you want to mention those, and I know you just wrapped up a few. But the ones that I want to discuss are Haunting of Hill House, also from our friend Mike Flanagan, Widow's Bay, which is streaming now on Apple Plus, and the TV series From. So, Amelia, how would you rank these three? And these are all must-watch TV series for anybody that loves horror.
So, Haunting of Hill House is so sick. It's incredible. Like, so I would say I'm still watching my way through From. So this happens to me a lot. Sometimes when something is really popular, my brain will be like, I don't want to watch it because everyone likes it. I'll watch it when it's like less popular. And that's what happened to me with From. Everyone was hyping it up and it made me not want to watch it. So I watched it later. So I'm watching my way through it now and it's really, really, really good. I'm really, really enjoying it. So I would say just from that, Hill House first, From second, and Widow's Bay I haven't watched. So that has to be third.
Well, you're in for a treat. Ricky, why don't you take it from there? I know it's not quite in your Apple Plus queue since you've been watching a lot of Severance, right? But
Sure.
What's your take on these three?
I haven't seen Widow's Bay. I haven't finished From what I've seen of it, I really like. I mean, I'm a big Stephen King fan, and it's very Stephen King. So that's and I like monsters, you know. And Hill House is just I think it's a perfect show. I think it is my favorite horror show of all time. Easy.
Nice.
I agree.
Easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have actually just finished Severance, and apparently I made a video about it quite recently, and apparently it's not a horror show.
Right.
Explain that to me.
Oh, I thought it was meant to be spooky.
More mystery, sci-fi. You know.
But it's just like, what do you call? I mean, if you can call Jaws a horror film, Severance is a horror show, psychological horror, right?
I agree. I mean, a lot of these shows, as well as the movies that we talked about, it blends the line, you know, many times. And I agree. Haunting of Hill House is number one on my list. Widow's Bay I'll speak about more. I've not seen all of the episodes yet, but I agree that from what I've seen and what I've read in the various communities, this is a beloved show. So, Amelia, how would you rank these three?
So I would do Hill House number one, like Ricky said, and like I was saying, it's perfect. I bloody loved it. It's sick. It's spooky. It's eerie. It's scary. Mike Flanagan did the damn thing. Like, yeah, it's awesome. So I'd put Hill House at number one, From at number two, just because I'm still watching it, and then like I said, I haven't seen Widow's Bay, so that has to be number three.
So the premise of Widow's Bay, for anyone that hasn't seen this or heard of it, I know I spoke about it recently on another podcast episode. This is about a haunted island off the coast of, let's say, New York in the United States. Everyone who is born on this island, if they try to go to the mainland or any other territory, something bad happens to them, usually within a week after. So most people feel like they're essentially stuck on this island. Even the locals who were born on the mainland or another place experience all kind of hauntings and creepy happenings. And essentially it's a place where bad things happen is the best way to put it without spoiling any of the things. But it's also a very, very funny, self-aware show that takes advantage of every single moment. There's no moment of the show where you kind of roll your eyes or get bored and start to, you know, browse on your phone or whatever you're doing. This is truly a show that is building great characters, great storylines. It's scary, but it is genuinely funny. And I was watching this late night and rarely, you know, am I laughing out loud while I'm watching, you know, things on my phone or television late at night. But this made me laugh out loud and my My kids actually woke up because I was laughing so much and said, "What are you watching, Dad? Can we watch it too?" No, no, no. You cannot watch Widow's Bay. But for our audience, if you have not checked it out, it is on Apple Plus, and it's a fantastic show. There's, I think, 4, maybe 5 episodes that have come out so far. But you're not too far behind. So check out all 3 of these series: Haunting of Hill House, Widow's Bay, and From. So, Amelia, do you have any films that you want to toss out as just kind of a wild card round that we could debate?
Oh, yes. I would love to hear people's thoughts on Whistle, if you've seen Whistle. Also, They Will Kill You and Bring Her Back.
All right.
Because for me, Whistle got a lot of hate, and I know, like I said before at the start of the podcast, I'm on a nostalgia kick at the moment. Like, anything I used to love back in the day, that's what I want to watch. I want some, like, think of the good old times before mortgages and stuff like that. That's what I'm on. And when I watched Whistle, it reminded me again of something that I would watch with my mates. So I quite liked it. I think it's predictable, and it's it's very CGI heavy. If you guys have seen it or anyone's seen it, the CGI is it's what's the word? It's ignorably annoying, if that makes sense. There's some bits that other filmmakers, we mentioned people like Sam Raimi, that could be a practical effect, but
Right.
I don't know if it's cheaper to just do CGI. I'm not a filmmaker, Ricky, you might need to help, but is it cheaper to just do CGI or practical effects? Because it's just, there's such a lot of CGI that's like, this could be practical and it looks terrible like CGI. There's one kill in Whistle that I won't wreck. Have you guys seen Whistle?
No.
Seen Whistle?
I've only seen a part of it. No, I had to turn it off because my little ones came in. Yeah.
Oh, right. It's good. It's again, it's like it's a teenage horror film. It's Whistle, and bad things are gonna happen. Whistle on the thing, the Aztec thing, and bad things are gonna happen. So again, something we've heard before, but there's one kill in that to do with a car. Not in a car, but you'll know if you've watched it. And it's really, really, really cool. It's bloody, it's gory, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's I didn't expect anything like that. But it's very CGI heavy. Like, the rest of the film is very CGI heavy. And also, with They Will Kill You, I'm a massive fan of, like, gore fu, splatterpunk, like, splatter fu, like, anything very, very bloody and martial arts is, for me, like, that's what me and my dad watch. Like, that's a bit of me. And They Will Kill You, I think, was very underrated. It came out around the same time as, what's it called? The two.
This was just at South by Southwest, right? As well.
Maybe it came out. Yes, Ready or Not 2 came out the week before or the week after, and I think people were waiting for that, so didn't watch They Will Kill You, and it was good. Again, predictable, but it was enjoyable.
And the premise of They Will Kill You is.
So for They Will Kill You, it's a lass, it's a girl who's got a little sister, and they basically get separated, and she hears that her sister is working in this fancy hotel, and apparently people go in this hotel and they never come out. So she's like, okay, I'm going to go and try to get my sister. And it's all kind of like the, oh my God, what's it called? Dante's Inferno. So it's like loads of different levels, but it doesn't really... I wish it, as someone that knows Dante's Inferno, I wish it went into like each of the levels and you got to see like the depraved, like mad stuff that was happening, but that doesn't really happen. So basically, we're following our main protagonist that needs to kill her way up through all the levels to rescue her sister.
Got it.
That sounds amazing.
But the end, dudes, the end, again, there's a really, really horrible bit of CGI at the end, and I was pissing myself. I was laughing out loud. It's terrible, and it wrecked the film for me. But yeah, it's
that's the worst, isn't it? When you're like really enjoying a film, and then something happens, it just like that overshadows everything. But yeah, again with CGI, I don't. Apparently, it's cheaper, right? Or more convenient.
Right.
Who knows? Personally, I think like practical effects are cheaper. You hear about how expensive CGI is, and that's why so many movies have such big budgets, because they spend so much on VFX and all of that. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happened where people have started doing that instead of something that looks real in camera. You know, and how have we gone from CGI. Sorry, I'm on a rant now. How have we gone from CGI like Jurassic Park in like '94 or '5 to like the Mummy, the Scorpion King? What happened? What happened? Did someone just forget how to do it?
But again,
Yeah,
was it The Rock in the Scorpion King?
Yes.
Oh my god! Again, so funny. Like it's awfully funny, hilarious.
That film is kind of like so bad that it's good now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's also one of those things. Like I think about Game of Thrones, right, where audiences pointed out the Starbucks cup, that's in one of the episodes, and yet the complaint from the special effects team is, hey, the dragons are too expensive, and like that's why they're not in more of the runtime. Even the more recent adaptation of the Game of Thrones series that's supposed to be prominent, with the dragons, and some of those dragon episodes are truly terrifying. If you guys know what I'm talking about, we don't have to go that far off track. But special effects when done right certainly elevate the film, and when they're overused or they're used as kind of a shortcut, I think most audiences feel that, and it really cheapens what you see. And that's why a lot of filmmakers like Christopher Nolan, they're like, hey, I'd rather blow up the plane. Let's get a real, plane on the runway and light it on fire and see what happens.
Yeah.
The end of some of the James Bond movies, those explosions are real, apparently, and with safe stunt people involved in all those situations. But I think when you see it on screen, you can, for most people, tell the difference between the special effects versus the practical effects or something real, done in a safe environment. And it's also why a lot of indie films don't have, big action genre stuff, unless it's like a kung fu, type movie, because, doing these chase scenes when you're dealing with getting permits and all the stunt people and things like that, it can be insanely expensive. And I remember reading about one of the first, what was it? The movie franchise with Neo, Keanu Reeves. Help me out, guys. Sci-fi. Matrix. Yeah. The first car chase, I believe, was at that time one of the most expensive scenes in the history of Hollywood. I could be wrong about that, but it's something, again, where special effects is kind of the magic bullet, I think, for many filmmakers, but you have to use it correctly. Otherwise it really dilutes the value. So switching gears here. Well, actually, did you rank between Bring Her Back, Whistle, and They Will Kill You?
Oh,
Ricky?
no, I didn't.
I don't think Ricky, you did. You just hit on the special effects stuff, and then
I haven't seen Whistle, and I haven't seen. Oh my god!
They Will Kill You.
You just said them. Look, it's late. It's
late, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They Will Kill You. Again, I haven't seen that either. Bring Her Back is one of the best horror films I've seen since Hereditary came out. I
Interesting.
Absolutely love that film. I was invited to a private screening of that before it came out.
I was there with you, buddy.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, you were.
Yeah.
So I've seen that film 3 or 4 times, and every single time I cry.
Yeah.
At the end, it makes me cry. It grosses me out. There are scenes in that movie that are so brutal, but it's also funny. Like the Philippe brothers know. Again, it's that thing: comedy and horror working perfectly well, in a really normal way as well. These people, they talk like normal people,
Right.
And it's that new wave of horror filmmakers again, like who come from social media, who grew up on the internet, and I think that horror is really, really going in a really good place at the moment. But yes, man, Bring It Back, such a good film,
Just to say, like, I did a video about this, like, about how these YouTubers, I know you guys haven't seen Obsession yet, but again, really realistic characters, obviously not realistic scenarios, but the characters feel tangible and like people you'd meet at a party or whatever, just like Talk to Me and also Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
Like that. And I was like, I don't know if there's like a correlation between YouTubers that make kind of realistic and grabby content that's meant to feel like, yeah, we're your buddies, we're your friends, da, da, da. And those people now going into the horror sphere and making those realistic characters, because it feels like that's the correlation to me.
I think that for a really, really long time, horror films or mainstream horror films with like big IPs were being written by career writers, not necessarily people who love the genre, right? And when you get a like 50, 60, 70-year-old guy writing a character who is meant to be in their 20s, it's really, really, really fucking obvious. And the reason that, Talk to Me and even though I haven't seen this Obsession, but to your point, I think the reason that is because these people are the age that they are writing for. They're writing about experiences that they know. They're writing about the environment that they know, and it's obvious and it pays off. And that's the kind of like the problem with these real big like franchise movies. They're being written by people that don't necessarily care about what they're writing about, and it's obvious.
That's a massive, I completely agree. It's like, do you know that Steve Buscemi meme and it's like, hello, fellow kids? It's got like, it's like that. I completely agree with that point. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think with all YouTubers, you think about even somebody like Mr. Beast, right? Like they understand their audience and they know what to, create in terms of content and storyline and twists. And, in the case of Mr. Beast, he's obviously doing more psychological experiments and, seeing how people kind of form these teams and then eventually, break that trust and go for the money or go for, whatever their objective is. But yeah, in the case of Bring Her Back, this is a extremely graphic movie, and again, no spoilers, so I won't speak to some of these scenes. But these are from filmmakers that are not afraid of violence, and they actually grew up in terms of their YouTube stardom, filming themselves literally getting hit by cars to see at what point, what kind of impact does it actually send them to the hospital and break bones. So you're dealing with people that are willing to literally put their bodies on the line to create content, and in their case, that's what they're entertained by, and so that's what you get on screen, and that's why A24 has invested heavily in them. As a creative relationship in the horror space, and we're going to see sequels to Talk to Me. Bring Her Back is not a sequel to Talk to Me. It is a standalone film. So as a quick segue, when you both are trying to figure out what movies to watch, putting your own existing watch list aside, what tools or online resources are you using to discover content in general? Are you reading forums? Are you on Letterboxd? Do you just do a quick Google search? What is your process, Amelia?
So for me personally, it's people I speak to, it's friends, it's fellow creators, and also I do watch fellow creators, but if somebody like if Ricky reviewed, I don't know, Bring Her Back, for example, and I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't watch his review because I wouldn't want to review it myself and accidentally excuse me.
How dare you?
Yeah. But this is what happens, dude. Like, if you did a review of something, I hadn't watched it, and I wanted to review it, I wouldn't want to neurodivergently start pigeoning what you're saying.
Sure.
So that's why I do not do it, because you never know if you like accidentally start saying other people's points, and then you're like, oh crap, that was blah blah's point. Oh my god, I don't. So I really don't do that personally. But in conversation with friends, that's probably where I get the most things that I want to watch, and also. This bites me in the cheeks quite a lot, but I'm a very visual person, so if I'm just looking on Amazon, Tubi or whatever, it's kind of dumb saying it out loud now because whatever, but the front cover of stuff, like the posters, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks sick. And I've watched bangers like Daniel Isn't Real, for example. The poster, I watched it just as it came out. The poster was stunning, like green. No, it's not green. Sorry, it's blue and pink merged together. It looks like an oil painting, and I was like, "That looks gorgeous. I want to watch it." And it was a banger. It's banger. One of my favorite films now. So yeah, visually, what films look like as well. What's the poster saying? What's the tagline saying? That gets me on. But sometimes I have watched a lot of crap because of that as well.
Yeah. How about the Independence Day poster? Do you guys remember that? I mean, that's, in my opinion, it's one of the greatest posters in the
Oh,
history of film marketing. Yeah,
yeah, the
with the mothership beaming down into the city. It's
The
just
White House.
it's
and the
iconic.
White House. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Is it the
like
White House or the city? I can't remember.
Well,
it's the
now,
White
yeah,
House.
now you're making me think. There's alternates, but yeah, no, the artwork definitely matters, you know. And so my other follow up question: do you watch the trailers as well, or do you just skip the trailer and go right in? Do you read like reviews on Rotten Tomatoes? Do you read articles? Do you go into the forums?
I personally don't. So I try not to watch trailers, like I said before, but if it's like a film that's been out for ages, usually I'd watch this sounds a bit weird. Usually I'd watch the film and then watch the trailer. Like now I know what the film's gonna be like, now I know what the film's like, then I watch the trailer, and I've done that quite a lot. But with forums and stuff, my partner looks at forums, he'll be like, oh, this sounds cool, do you want to watch that? I'll be like, okay, fine. But because I'm on my phone so much, because obviously I'm always on TikTok or social media, I try to not be on my phone as much as possible, which might sound weird because we do content, but I try not to be on my phone a lot. So it's usually just literally, if I want to sit down, put my comfies on and watch a film, I will just literally have a scroll or go to my watch list and add stuff based on what it looks like.
Ricky, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're in a unique position as people who do what we do, right? So you would naturally think that, oh, we get recommendations all the time just from using the apps. But again, people watch films before I watch them. So people who I've come to know as being my friends, I want to support their work, but also I don't want them to spoil the film for me. And I don't want to be informed by their opinion. I want to make my own opinion. But also, we grew up in the era of Blockbuster. And what did you do? You went to the shop, you walked down the aisles, and you looked at the covers, and you picked up the cover that interested you the most, and you decided what to watch based on that, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm the same. I sit on Prime, and I go through it, and I look at like the covers, and I read the synopsis, and then decide what I want to watch. And it's not until after I watch a film. So when I review a film, I like to kind of like psychoanalyze the film, what it means, what it represents, and all that. So I do it the old school way. I read up and I almost like source ideas or quotes from other, written reviews that have been online or whatever, and to inform my points, right? So I will do that after a film. So I don't necessarily try and find anything out before I watch the film. But I certainly I don't use forums. I just Google like I was writing a dissertation,
Yeah.
and then just trying to find quotes and just going from there really.
All right.
I
Well-
never made that correlate. Oh, sorry.
No,
Just
no,
like,
go ahead.
I never made that correlation about Blockbuster and
Mm-hmm.
look at that. That makes so much sense, dude. Honestly, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But like you as well, I'm like really deep into psychoanalyzing films. Like, I don't know if you can see there. No, it's visual, but I can't move. Never mind. I've got like loads of horror books over there, like encyclopedias of horror, like deep dives into horror, like from this year to this year. I just love like the educational aspect of horror,
Oh, yeah.
like right. So I like to watch something, then I'll like research it in my books. I've got loads of books on like the psychology of horror and stuff. And when I studied psychology, it was from a horror lens. So yeah, any deep dives.
That's kind of how I developed my style on TikTok, is because I started my TikTok while I was getting my degree in creative writing, and the way that they teach you to analyze books, I just applied that to film, and it works, because it's more or less kind of the same sort of art, right? But I love that. I live for that stuff. I love to research a film after I've watched it, and then kind of come up with how I took that film and apply that to what other people have said to kind of create a thesis and present it almost like a written essay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
Definitely.
My audience, like my videos can touch on like 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. I'm like, and this and this. Like I did a deep dive into Jennifer's Body and the kind of parallels to the early 2000s like rock and metal scene, like the grooves and things like that. And I did like a video on that, and people were like, this video's too long. I was like, look, scroll on because I have to get this out.
Yeah.
So I want my videos to also be educational and fun. So
Sure.
100.
And it has to be interesting for you.
yeah,
Right.
man,
You know?
yeah.
You know, sometimes I go on and I review a film in a minute, and it's just like, this is really gross. This is, you know, that's not what. If I had to do that every single day, I don't think I would do it.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be interesting. I have to be interested in it, and this is the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I'm getting all of my recommendations from the Fear Assembly team, and
Hell
that's
yeah.
why we've put together, you know, the rock stars, because everybody in our group is watching pretty much every movie out there, and it's definitely taken over my social media algorithm. So I know, you know, everything that everybody's watching, and then I just have a little checklist, and I'm like, okay, I haven't seen that one. I don't know how I missed that 10 years ago or 20 years ago, whatever it was, but now it's something that I can go check out. So we hope to offer the same to all of our listeners. So Ricky, I know you brought up earlier that you wanted to talk more about some of your favorite subgenres and movies in that. So please expand.
Sure. So I think it's like kind of obvious now, but like my favorite type of horror film is a horror film that it's not just this is scary, this is gross, this is brutal. I like horror films that are trying to do something, trying to say something. Social realism horror, and I said it earlier on, but I don't think that people ever really put these two together: social realism and horror. But you know, horror was created back in the day, was basically social realism, right? So I've picked like 3 horror films that
Let's hear 'em.
think. So His House. It's about a refugee couple who moved to the UK and they have to try and adapt to the British way of life. The acting alone, Jesus Christ, man, the acting in that film when they get the house, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. When they get the house, and it's a piece of shit. The house is run down. Like I wouldn't live in it, right? It's just the house is bad. But to this couple, it's like they were given everything. They were given everything, and like the acting is just astonishing. It's such an amazing film, but it deals with, like, you know, the trauma of being a refugee in a country that you don't know. You know, obviously we have like racism and guilt and loss, trauma. It's just such a good film. I could talk about the film forever. And similarly, another film, Under the Shadow. It's set during the Iran-Iraq War, and it explores like the fear of being trapped in that situation. But it uses like it's a paranormal film. I'm not really explaining these films badly today. But it's a supernatural horror that reflects like real anxieties of instability, basically. And another film which I haven't seen for a really long time, Benny's Video. Have you ever heard of Benny's Video?
I've heard of it. I've not seen that.
It is savage. It's a brutal film, but it explores violence, basically. It's a film about violence and how people get desensitized to violence by the stuff that they consume. Media desensitization, essentially, is what the film is about. But it's I guess you could also call it a analog horror as well, which is another subgenre of horror that I really love.
Sure. I also think about movies like Candyman, and obviously more recently with Jordan Peele doing Get Out.
Yeah.
You know, Us as well was phenomenal.
Another one to add to that list, just to say, is have you seen Tales from the Crypt?
Of course.
And Tales from the
TV
Hood?
series, yes.
Yes, sorry.
Tales from the Hood is again social commentary, and so it's a film, but also like a series. And I just bought. I do this a lot. Like I said, visual. I just bought it because I was like, I'm just gonna like it. This is years ago. So I'm just gonna buy it because it's gonna be sick. I was in the BFI feeling a little bit spenny. I was like, I'm gonna buy it, and I watched one of the episodes. I was like, I can't watch this. I was like, I can't. It's so fucking sad. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Like it's based around stories of the black community, police brutality, like racism. It's a really really hard watch. But if you like social commentary and things that were made, so Tales from the Hood was made in the 90s and it's still ridiculously prevalent now, which is obviously devastating and upsetting. But much like His House, like I was crying, like oh yeah, mad.
Another one as well that I don't think people really think about with regards to like social commentary is People Under the Stairs. I made a video about it recently. That film is so ahead of its time, man. Wes Craven basically made a Jordan Peele film years before Jordan Peele started making films. And there's a reason why Jordan Peele is going to be, or his company is going to be remaking this film. You know, it's not just a film about like inequality
Right.
or racism. It's also about like class division. Like it's so ahead of its time. You know,
And that had a crazy good poster as well. I remember renting that from a Hollywood Video or something along those lines back in the day.
Yeah,
But,
the skull and houses. Yeah.
Amelia, what is your favorite subgenre?
I have to. So, like Ricky said, I also love like social commentary and all of that as well. Like, I love it. Anything deep diving and that makes my brain think. I'm down for it. But I wanted to talk about body horror because body horror is one of the only subgenres that can really make me feel quite sick. So there's actually not really a body horror, but there's like also cult stuff with cults like Starry Eyes. That also made me feel really weird.
Oh yeah, such a good film.
Oh, sorry to deviate off the body horror like straight as soon as I said it, but really really quick. Back in the day, I wanted to get into like acting and things like that, and I watched Starry Eyes, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not for me. But it's basically about this girl really wants to become an actress, and she kind of gets wound up in the underbelly of Hollywood and what people are doing to make it. And I don't want to wreck it. That's all you should know before going into it if you haven't seen it. But it's really, really good. Really, really good. And that was one of the films that I watched just based off the poster, like just based from the front. Sick. But in terms of body horror, I'm a massive fan of the Cronenbergs, like Brendan Cronenberg, David Cronenberg. So I love Infinity Pool, which came out, 2011? Maybe 2010. It's basically about a couple that go away on holiday. The husband's a little bit meh. He's a writer, but he's not really doing very well. And his wife is the one with the money, like I said, dad's money. So she's basically paying for everything. Go away, and they meet another couple. Mia Goth is in this couple with this other dude, and they've been to this resort loads of times, know how things are done, and one of the only rules of this resort is you don't leave. You stay in the resort. You don't leave the gates. Everything you want is here. Don't leave the gates. And this other couple basically kind of they manipulate, I suppose, the other couple to leave the confines of the hotel, and then something happens and everything goes from there. But there's a real social commentary string to it that they've got the money to afford the things that are happening, and it's really really good. Like Mia Goth's character is a bit annoying, but that's what I like about it. I like that she's whiny and she's like meh, meh. I quite like that. Then also David Cronenberg, Videodrome, which is one of my favourite films, one of my favourite body horrors. It's basically about a TV programmer who's looking for the next best TV show that he could put on his network, and it's got to be like eye-catching and blah, blah. And then he stumbles across a show called Videodrome that is using subliminal messaging, again, a little bit of social commentary to get people's eyeballs on it. And he becomes like transfixed, like he wants to know where this show came from, what's it all about, all of that, and it goes from there. But the body horror bits for something in the 80s is just really gross, really contorted. Debbie Harry from Blondie is also in it as well, which is just a bonus for me. Bagger.
Great. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap there for today. We could talk for hours about all of this horror content, which is why we're going to have many more episodes to come. So, for everybody listening, hopefully you have a number of great recommendations that you can go check out right away. There's a lot of horror films in theaters now. Go support them, check them out, and be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share all the things that the cool kids are doing now online, and make sure to follow Amelia as well as Ricky666 on their channels. So we will see you soon. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much. Bye.